ago when, so many years ago maybe, went to a still Uganda Commercial Bank. I'm one of the bankers with Stanbic now. But a few years ago, maybe I was not even a prospective what? Banker, altogether. Now, even that applies to network marketing. When I joined with Sydney 6 years ago, I remember that was in 2015. 2015, someone who is just joining, for example, my brother's just joined. Which class were you in 2015? In senior 4. So I could not have imagined that a senior 4 student would be in my what? In my business. Altogether. Now, but right now, he's a prospect. So as circumstances keep on changing, people keep on doing what? A new market keeps on being formed. But also, people's circumstances. One time we had a sale there, and I think one of the leaders, who is Mr. Bajena behind there, he mentioned the reason as why network marketing will always have a market. He said, number one, there will always be a problem of unemployment. Is it there? It is there. Altogether. So there will always be someone looking for something to do. He also said that there will always be a problem of underpaying. Am I right? So there will always be people who are not satisfied with how much money they are being what? Paid. Altogether. Number three, there will always be people who are looking for better health altogether. For example, I can see some people are very young here. But as you become older, you will start, the size starts increasing. Now you start calling for some of these supplements, not just for prevention, but maybe for joy. Altogether. So basically, circumstances keep on changing. The other thing that he mentioned was, he mentioned unemployment, he mentioned the underpay, he mentioned the other one that he probably didn't mention was the fact that people's circumstances will always be changing in terms of tastes and preferences, all their needs. For example, if you remember in economics, there was a term that said that labor substitutes leisure for wages. That many times an increment in salary, if it's going to come with extra work, you're not interested. You find that the priority now changes to spending more time with your family, spending more time with your children, etc., etc. And there are many people who join network marketing because it is giving that freedom of being able to, it's giving that freedom of being able to spend more time with your family. All together. Now, the other myth that I'll talk about is that it favors the best recruiters and the best salespeople. Now, I've been with this business now for the last 6 years. I want to tell you that it's not the best recruiters who are successful. Altogether, it's not the best what? Recruiters. Because the moment you recruit and drop, basically people join your business at the same rate they are joining is the same rate at which they are quitting, then it is a problem. Are we together? So it's not about who is the best recruiter. It's about who is the best retainer. It's about who can be able to orient their people more. It's about who can be a good applicant. It's about who is the better leader. That's what network marketing is about. Actually, when I look at my personal recruits, I've not recruited so many people. But I probably have been very successful in retaining my people. Are we together? Now, the other one is that you must join a new company. That's another myth. Are we together? It's not about who joins a new company. And I've seen this happen several times for the time I've been into network marketing for the last 6 years. People say you must join, this one is new, this one is new, this one is new. That person there is then having a racket mentality. That for me, as long as I join, I'm the first one, then things will work themselves out. You feel what I mean? No. That's the reason as why it's not that there are so many people who joined probably 5 years ago altogether. So it's not about me joining a new company. Like your success does not just come because you have joined in 2014 or 15 when ours is launching, then you're going to become the most successful. That's a very big lie. Top one is me. I joined when the company was ready 1 year. Top two is Duncan. He joined when the company was ready one year and several months. Top something is who? Top three is Nicholas. Nicholas joined when I was ready 5 months old. Nicholas joined when I was ready making a lot of money, by the way. I remember then there's Sydney. Sydney joined when I was already making very good money. Maybe I was making 11 million shillings on a monthly basis. Then I remember, who is the other top? The next is who? Hajara. Hajara joined really at the same time. Then who is the next one? Hamza. Hamza joined Sydney when I was already making 1 million shillings per day. Then who else? Now let us flash forward. There's Godfrey Kasibas, who is number 15. Godfrey Kasibas joined when we were at Taruna Towers. It was probably around 2017. I was already 3 years old. I was already making maybe 200 million at that time altogether. Then who else? There's Jamia. Jamia joined a little bit earlier. She joined Hajara. When we were at University Plaza, if I remember very well. And maybe we were about 1 year old, or 1 year, maybe it was 1 year and a half, if I remember very well. And she was not in the top 20. She only joined the top 20 when she was about 4 years old in the business altogether. So, and you're going to see a lot of game changers altogether, people coming in. And so, if it was about who joined first, maybe this position will be, you not have people like Kasibas doing what? Making money. I remember by the time Jalia joined, who is number 17, by the time she joined, I was already making 1 million shillings per day. It was really very big. We had big events, we had big everything altogether. So most of the times, if you have been 3 years in the business, 3 years in the what? In the business, it's very easy for you to join the top 20. As long as you are very good at working with your business. Are we together? Now, we shall proceed. Then you must recruit networkers or marketeers. Are you together? You must recruit networkers or marketeers. Now, let me tell you something. I am honestly a believer in recruiting quality people. I'm a much believer in that. I like quality people. I like youthful people. I like people who have a following. I like that. I'm very selective in who I'm recruiting. But it's not who you recruit that makes you successful. In terms of what I mean is that you don't recruit a very good person because he's a marketeer, because he's maybe has a big following, because he's a leader, and you think you're going to become successful. You must do so much for these people. I've recruited many people who have had an experience with network marketing. And I've also seen many people recruit people who have had an experience in network marketing. Now, the people whom I gave support, and I made sure as they are available, they lasted and they grew their businesses. But even the best of the best networkers, the people who are really good, whom I didn't give enough time, they left the business. Are we together? So, and one of the worst things you can never do to your good person, you have a good person who has joined, then you say, this leg has gone. This one, I don't even look there. Are we together? Before you know it, you're going to lose this one, this person. In fact, the people who need the most support, who need the most, emotional support, physical support, availability, are the good people. Tell them about the good people. So when God blesses you with a good person, make sure you're so much available for them. Otherwise, they will leave the business. Are we together? So recruiting good marketeers, leaders, and people who have a natural following does not make you successful. It's what you do for them. Are we together? Be available for them, train for them. Are we together? Do so many things for them. Now, some facts. Let me share also with you some facts. Number one, no one has done network marketing in one company. No one has done network marketing in one company consistently and they're not super successful in that company. I'll repeat. No one has done network marketing in one company consistently and they're not super successful. There is being in and you are just there. Are we together? But there's being in and you're working. There's no one who has been in one company and are not super successful. I meet very many people who say, I've been into network marketing for 20 years, I've been in network marketing for 15 years, and they give you a list of companies they have been in. I was in this one, I was there when this one was launching, we were the pioneers of this one, we were in this one, we were in this one, we were in this one, when Obote was chasing away, nobody was in. Like, basically they can tell you a whole history. Now, that's why they're not successful. In fact, many times I like interviewing people as I recruit them. And the moment someone mentions billions and billions of companies, I know this one is cannot become successful. Are we together? All leaders who have been in one company for 20 years are super wealthy. And one of my dreams is to one day stand in front of you and I tell you, hello everyone, my name is Elias Muhoozi. I've been doing network marketing with Alliance Motion Global for the last 20 years. Are we together? Now, the challenge is that many times we have a short-term relationship with these companies or with particular businesses. And by the way, let me tell you something. For example, if you have to mention one of the best supermarket brands, it's called what? Capital Shoppers. Can you say Capital Shoppers? Can you say Capital Shoppers? How long do you think Capital Shoppers has been in that market? I remember when Capital Shoppers began, and there was this supermarket that was at the market, at Nakasero market down there, out together. And it was as probably as small as a shop. In fact, by the time I got to Capital Shoppers, it was big. When I was reading Gamirano's story, I'm told that it started as a shop, like a normal what? Shop. So he kept on adding in, understanding how the business works, failing, making losses, doing whatever. He expanded it, and then it became so big, it became much bigger. And then I remember, then the guy started putting supermarkets in his own buildings. Out together. So you can be able to give it over 20 years. Those are the people who become very successful. Are we together? He's solid, he's super. Some have come big. Very good examples are companies like Nakumat. These became very big, investing a lot of money. But some will find that Gabriano and his Capital Shoppers are very stable and solid. When the economy hits them, they are stable and solid because they have been there for the last so many years. They have learned how customers come, they have learned how to lose them, they have learned how to regain them back, they have learned how to do what, they have learned complaints, they have learned how customers behave. So you cannot do a business for less than 5 years or even less than 10 years and you think you can become super what? Successful. I was reading, those of us who read the new vision of yesterday, there was top 40 under 40. And one of the people that really piqued my interest is a 30-year-old girl who is the founder and the owner of Comfort Homes. You understand? And I was looking at her story, and of course, this is something she has done right from campus, and she was, I think, a real estate lawyer and what have you. She even went further and did a master's degree a master's degree, and she was majoring in real estate. And I have no doubt that this lady, maybe by the time she's in 20 years in that industry, everywhere you're going to be seeing Comfort Homes. Now she's in condominiums and etc. Out together. So whatever business that you are doing, and for us we are talking about network marketing, Alliance Motion Global, you cannot become successful in less than 10 years. Now, let me give you very good examples. When we began 5 years ago, or 6 years ago actually, we didn't have training centers. Then we were only 1 year, maybe about 6 months old, when we thought that, by the way, why don't we start training centers? And it worked out. It was a very good system. It made us grow. Then as we were doing, we realized that the presentations were very long. They would take like 2 hours or 3 hours. Then we said, no, why don't we cut it? This that you are seeing, much as we call it in the dictionaries, it is a short version of what it used to be. So what I mean is that the more years you spend in a business, the more you learn what works and what does not work out together. Then later on, of course, we had trainings and we said, but no, this is not effective. Because our people in Barara, in Bale, in Guru, we are not having trainings. We said, how about the idea of making scripts? And scripts became a very good idea because now people can train on their own, everywhere, out together. Then as years came in, we thought, but wait a minute, how about we get a bigger training? No, maybe since we are so many, and it came out of failures, by the way, because at a point I think we were almost beginning to conflict. Because you see, there was Duncan, there was Nicholas, there were all these big leaders really. We said, no, we cannot be in the same home. First of all, when we are so many, many things happen. For example, if maybe there is there's something that is not working out very well, maybe there's maybe a Ponzi or scam that comes and hits the business, then we are all affected, isn't it? But normally, if there is issues at Silver K, doesn't affect Budu. If it is at Ham, it doesn't affect Budu, or it does not affect any other center. It is so we wanted to create independence so that we can be able to sustain these businesses, and we did that. Then later on, so the point I'm trying to give you is that the moment you quit too early in a business, then you deny yourself a chance to learn from your mistakes and from your failures. Many people, when they hit a failure or a setback, their natural reaction is to quit, instead of finding a solution. That's why you find people jumping from one company to another company, to another company, to another company. The moment they face a stumbling block, what happens? They quit. For example, let me say, maybe at a moment, maybe momentarily, maybe there's a competition that has come, maybe there's a sponsor that has come and hit your people, and most of your people are quit. Now, the moment you quit, you have not learned the lesson of how to deal with when you're down and quit. Now you go to another company. Most likely, maybe over time you're also going to face the same problem. But because you didn't learn how to solve it earlier, what happens is you also quit. You deny yourself that chance. Now, the moment you decide to stick with one company, and you stick with one company, and every time there's any challenge, you learn from it, then you become a professional networker. I know I tell people that 2016 was my best year because I made a lot of money, but it was also the craziest year altogether. It was maybe one of those years whereby I almost threw in a towel. I was making 100 million, a lot of it, but the pressure was crazy. I had a lot of people joining my business. Suddenly, I had a lot of messages. Suddenly, we were training coordinators, leaders, and what of it was crazy. It was a very hard time by now. And had I not sat back and I say, how do I handle this? Maybe I would not have handled maybe 300 people plus joining my team every day. We were faced with all these companies that have come, have found us out together. And what happens is, many of them, of course, when you Google network marketing in Uganda, what do you see? Alliance, we're making noise, we're on Facebook, we're everywhere, out together. So many of these companies, when they come, they are looking for alliance people out together. And we have had many of our people going. And because of that bad experience, what happened is, I kept on learning how to behave when such challenges happen. The moment you quit any business too early, you deny yourself a chance to learn from the lessons, you deny yourself a chance to become a professional. And that's a fact. Are we together? Now, the other one, number 3, the big difference in wealth of such leaders. How come people are 6 years, they're all 10 years, they're all 5 years in the company? And when I say 5 years, I feel that those are too little. I wish we can be talking 10 years. Maybe the difference between, maybe the Filipinos can be able to say this. For example, if you have to look at maybe people like Carol Beneventura, Joseph Lins, and Marlene Abdalis, those people who are, these are very super successful. Maybe there are other people who are also 10 years, whom we don't know much, out together, who are also 10 years. Now, what's the difference? They are all making very good money, but the big difference between the names that we know, the Hall of Famers, the Jamis, it depends on, first of all, the compensation plan of the company, but if they're in the same company, then it depends on how long they have consistently worked. Out together, you've seen members of the top 20 and 11 of them who maybe they are members of the top 20 who consistently come for sale, who are consistently available out together. Maybe they're also members of the top 20 who are not consistently available out together. Now, a few years later, you're going to find that these ones who are consistently more available, they are making money, and they are making way much money than the ones who kind of retired early. Are you getting what I'm telling you? Because someone who retired when they were 5 years, and someone who chooses to keep on working even up 20 years, the difference in income can be visible. Are we together? Much as they're all successful, but there's one whose income is going to be very big because of how long they have consistently worked. That's the reason as why I'm a firm believer in consistently working, keep on coming, working, recruiting more people and what have you. That's what causes the big difference. You're like, wow, how come this one is earning billions and this one is earning millions? Are we together? It's because of how long they have consistently worked. Are we together? Now, as we proceed also, companies last. Tell me about companies last. Tell me about companies last. Companies last. And we are doing a training that's really general, much as online. I want to, first of all, give reference to some of the M&M giants. They are companies I respect. One of the companies I respect is a company called Forever Living, altogether, who have been in the market for the last 40 years plus. How many years? 40 years. Another company that I respect, for example, is the way I was previously. A company called JNLD. They have been in the market for over 60 years altogether. There are companies like Dynafarm, TH, by the time I really got to know about supplements, and we knew TH, we knew Dynafarm. These are good, great companies I respect and I love altogether. Now, one thing for sure is, I've not seen any product-based company in Uganda one day closing shop. Altogether, I've never seen that. And they will always be there. Altogether. Now the same applies to Elias. Now, where is the problem? It is us, the distributors. It's the distributors that don't what? Last. That's why when I say those of 5 years, I get disappointed. They are not so many. Why? Because it's us who don't last. AIM Global is paying, keeps on paying, keeps on paying, keeps on paying. It's up to you to choose to last, or to choose to hop around, or to leave the business. Altogether. Otherwise, the promise of Alliance Motion Global is they are going to be there for years, forever, if I may. Altogether. And I was really looking at the other one is this. The beauty is that there is always a constant flow of distributors. People who are searching. People who are searching for a job, people who are fresh graduates, people who are retiring, people who need products, people whose job circumstances have changed, people who are being laid off, people who now have money, people who can add an account. There is always a constant flow. That one has never been a problem. Altogether, there is always a constant flow of distributors, and as long as you already tap into that market, you're always going to be able to find them there. The other one is that never stop grooming new leaders altogether. That's why I told you that many people, they are 2 years, 1 year old in the business. So the moment you are very good, then you can never have a what? A problem. Now, a professional networker. Tell them a professional networker. And I'm going to ask Rina to get for me a marker, a whiteboard marker. Now, a professional networker, number one, they have the ability to recruit. So for you to call yourself a professional networker, you must be a very good recruiter. Altogether, you must recruit. That's why I want all of us to question ourselves and ask yourself, when was the last time I sponsored? When you go to personal recruits, are they members? If you look at all these people are making very big money, the Duncans and others, I'm even imagining the people like the Joseph Lims and the Caribbean Venturas in the Philippines, and you know the Janvis. All of them, they are actively recruiting. No matter how old you are, you must keep on recruiting. So a networker, you must be a very good recruiter. And I want you to see people who are been in the business for long, and maybe they are not enjoying enough success. When you go to personal recruits, there's a problem. So a professional networker, one of the abilities you must have is recruit. You must learn recruiting, you must learn prospecting, it must be part of your lifestyle. Are we together? Because like I told you, we are always working with new people. New lines are the ones which increase your incomes. Number two, a professional networker must retain. Are we together? That when people join your business, you must make sure they remain there. Now the people who have a problem in keeping their people are the ones who normally also don't make a lot of money. So you must retain. When a person joins you, you must make sure you give them a reason to become serious, to become active. You must be able to give them enough support, etc., etc. A professional networker must retain. The moment you are recruit, however good you are, what happens is that, and you cannot keep your people, then there's a problem. Now the other one is that they must train. I want to emphasize that initially, and that's why I commend the leaders who come for sale. Initially, all the knowledge that your team knows is from you. Am I right? I'm right. You're right. Most of the knowledge that your team knows is always from you, the upline. How to recruit, how to present, how to do whatever it is, it's always from you. Now, what does that mean? That means that you must be good. One of the reasons why I keep on reading books, keep on trying to make new research on how to recruit, how to sponsor, how to present, it's because I know that The knowledge that my team knows will always be coming from me. Are we together? Look at the time you spend with your people in cell. In fact, the only times other people are training your people, most likely it's during the general what? Training. Otherwise, you're on a phone call with your person, you are meeting your new person, you're renting your new person, you're talking to a new person. So most of the things that they know, 90% of the things they know is coming from you. So you must endeavor to become very good. How many of us want to become very rich in network marketing? You must learn network marketing. I've read books and books and books and books on network marketing. Because the moment I know, my team will do what? Will know. The moment you don't know, don't worry, your team will also not what? Not know. And if you have to look at most of the people who are very, very successful in our business are the people who are really good. You give them present, they can present well. You give them how to do a training, they can train it very well. Ask them about the products, they can teach them very well. All together. So the moment you are knowledgeable, your team will be knowledgeable. And that's why I think one of the reasons why in Alliance Motion Global we have become very, very successful. It's because all our top leaders are very, very good. All together. They are very what? Good. Now, as and I'm not going to discuss probably other companies, but as I keep on interacting with people from many of these other network marketing companies, and I look at the knowledge level that they have in terms of how precise they are, how to recruit, how to present, how to sell, and when I see there's a because I recruit a lot of them, then I realize that no wonder maybe somehow that thing could not grow. Because you cannot, in network marketing is the only business whereby you learn most of the things you have learned from your upline. So the moment your upline is good, the moment you are good, then you can also your people can also become what? Good. Are we together? Now, the other thing that networkers must have is they must develop people into leaders. So number one, professional networkers can recruit. Number two, they can train. Number three, they can retain. Number four, they develop people into what? Leaders. And what does that mean? That means that they have people who are independent from them. Altogether. People who have their own business, people who have their own groups. That you must make sure that your people don't depend on you over a period of what? Of time. Altogether. They must become independent. Now as I come to the end, not the end of the training, but for this slide, they have a system. Professional networkers have a what? A system. Altogether. There must be a system. Now the other one, you can plant them anywhere and they will still develop a what? A team, as long as they are professional networkers. And a professional networker must be a person who has been in one company over a long period of what? Of time. Because circumstances keep on changing. For example, if I tell you the different challenges and the different circumstances and the different solutions we have gotten over the last 6 years, it's crazy. Are those professional what? Networkers. Because there's no, you get to know how, the circumstances keep on what? Changing. Worked with Elias when it was fresh in the market. Worked with Elias when it was mid in the market. Worked with Elias when you are now so many. Worked with Elias, like you are able to learn the different circumstances of your business. Now, it's an art. They don't grow their teams by what? By chance. Professional networkers don't grow their teams by what? By chance. It's an art. It's a strategy. And you can only learn it over a period of what? Of time. For example, one of the leaders was asking me, and let me, first of all, this is a very, very important fact that you must learn. Some could pick it as negative, but I want to give you facts altogether. One of the leaders was asking me, but upline, she came to my office, but upline, we are doing everything we can. I think we are recruiting, we are inviting. I think we thank God that our processes are very good. We are having good testimonies. But somehow, lately people are not joining very fast in the business. What is the problem? And I remember I pulled out, I gave her an analysis of about what's happening in the economy altogether. Now, first of all, I told her that, did you know that the poverty rate in Uganda, because of the pandemic, I want you to understand the pandemic is real, right? And how you can handle it altogether. So it's real, these are facts. when you know that there's a pandemic, when you know the economy is not doing but well, as a businessman, it's good you understand the facts and you know how to behave in such a period of what? Of time. So I told that person that, now look, actually, according to statistics, the poverty rate in Uganda has increased by 28%. Now, 28% is big. It's actually very big. That means that in 10 people, 3 cannot afford the basics of life. You get what I mean? Number 2. Then I also showed the statistics that actually 78% of the industries have been affected negatively. 78 what? Percent. What are industries? Let us say the manufacturing industry, or you can bring them further, the dress industry, maybe the tiny industry, maybe people who are doing manufacturing. Then you can look at the education sector. Actually, according to yesterday's news, the government is taking over more than 1,000 schools because they have failed the basics. They cannot provide water and soap for their people. Altogether, they cannot buy temperature guns. They're all school, by the way. They cannot afford to pay teachers. They cannot afford, so the government is taking them over. I get what I'm telling you. So now, when there's such a scenario, it means that out of the many people you're going to invite, very few are going to do what? To sign up. I get what I'm telling you. So don't be surprised that I will talk to 10 people, and out of 10 people previously, when I invited 10 people, 3 would join. Don't be surprised if 1 joins or even none does what? Joins. Are we together? That's why I was telling the leaders that when the times are difficult, then you work harder. You don't expect to work the same way you're working for you to earn the same what? The same money. Are we together? It must be there. We are not living in some kind of space. Even us, the people whom we want to present to, may be a part of those teachers. I was even talking to someone over the weekend, and she said, now I was shocked by the way, she's working in one of the universities. This lady here was seated somewhere in Colorado. She told me that ever since March, she's working with the university, every university whose name I will not mention. Ever since March, they have not been paid. Like, I could not believe that. And I could not imagine someone not being paid ever since what? March. How are they surviving? How are they paying rent? How are they moving? Like, how? You get what I mean? How? So then, now these are our customers. These are the ones who should buy C24/7. These are the ones who should join. These are the ones you're inviting out together. And they come in and they laugh. Oh my goodness, they're in love with our business. But maybe because of the moment they cannot do what? Afford. And I remember advising my friend here that what you have to do is, first of all, be comfortable in your skin. Out together. That when people are not joining, don't put it hard on yourself. It's the times. Out together. It's the what? It's the times. And I was also reading an article, and the beer manufacturers were complaining that actually they are in losses because, you see, they are, according to them, they are high production and low margin businesses, that they don't make a lot of money per bottle. So for them to be able to make a lot of money, they must be producing at maximum what? Capacity. So now because they're producing at maximum capacity, they're in what? In losses. They're not even breaking even. Now this is like, oh, you're inviting. You get what I mean? So be comfortable that you are inviting people and they're not joining. Out together. But you don't stop. And I told this person that normally, of course, for Uganda's case, especially after the elections, looking at Feb, March, April, now you're going to see the boom doing what? Coming back. Out together, doing what? Coming back. So when the boom comes back, all the people who are in your pipeline will be doing what? Joining. So it's those people who were aggressive during this time. Those who are aggressive during this time, of course, they will be tapping into some of those who are joining, right? Because there are many who are joining, there are many who are buying. But again, those ones who have been very consistent, that's why I keep everyone we have told about the business. The moment I'm imagining, for example, my friend here, there, if they get salary and you one day present it to them, who do you think they will think about? You. Because they have already seen that actually it's possible my boss may not what? Pay me. Out together. Then now they have realized that it's very good that I have an extra source of what? Income. So when the boom is coming back, it favors that person who prepared. That's why they say that luck is when opportunity finds what? Preparedness. Am I making some sense? Okay. Now that could be a bit of a negative statistic, and network marketing trying to be positive. No. It's also very good as a business person to understand the economy, to understand the times, to understand that recessions and the opposite of recession is what? Booms also what happen altogether. For example, it's very good to understand that. So once you understand that, then you are able to get answers of what's happening in your business. For example, you could say, hey, how come nowadays people are joining very fast? Maybe it's a boom altogether. Or how come nowadays I have to speak to so many people for them to join? Maybe it's a recession altogether. Maybe, so once you're able to understand those statistics, then you are very, very what? Comfortable altogether. Now let me tell you something. This is a time when we need to put in extra what? Effort. Invite more people. We need to be more sales. We need to invite more. We need to give better testimonies, better closes, better everything. Because now for you to be able to earn the same money, the effort you must put in is much higher. Now, unfortunately, many of us, many people, and I'm going to talk about many people. Many people, normally we work out of emotion. When things are good, that's when you're motivated. When things are bad, then you become the what? Demotivated. Altogether. Now, when people are not probably joining us fast, that's when you stop doing what? Inviting. Altogether. Now, what happens? The thing will hit you and hit you very hard on the head. Are you getting what I'm telling you? Yes. So you must not work. Business people don't work based on feelings. I want to imagine, for example, during Christmas season, you don't find a lot of people maybe buying particular things altogether. Maybe you don't find people who are selling books, selling a lot. But they don't sell not manufacture, they don't sell want to move into what? Clothing altogether. They understand what it is and they keep on working. So never based on feelings. Don't work only when the business is good altogether. Because then you cannot be able to survive the economy. And whatever sector you are, there will always be seasons. Altogether. People are dealing in clothes. I want to imagine that during January, February and March, oh my goodness, people are not buying altogether. Maybe during Christmas they are buying. Towards the end of the year, if you look at number plates of cars, they change very fast altogether. You were on J, now you go to K. Before you know it, you're on Z. You're like, yeah, but they're not buying a sentence because during that time there's just a what? A boom. Are we together? Now we shall proceed. The power of a new person. Now, I want you to understand something, and I'm going to ask my friend here. What's your name? Sarah. Sarah, please come to the stage. Can you clap for Sarah as she comes to the stage? Hey, this is the Sarah, you know, isn't it? She has a mask, she has a blanket. I was wondering. Hope it's all normal Sarah. Can you imagine? I think when you put on the mask, you can easily camouflage. Okay, this is Sarah, right? So Sarah has joined the business. And I'm going to ask her again. Tell us your names. Pardon? Casa Sarah. Isn't it? Has joined the business. I'm going to ask her some questions. Number one, where do you come from? Matuga. So that's where you're born. Oh, I love that. So she lives in Matuga. Brina, give me my marker. So this is a new person who has joined. And number one, she lives in Matuga and comes from wow. What were you doing before you joined Elias?
Housewife.
Oh, she was a housewife. I like that. And okay, she was a housewife. That means maybe there are not so many contacts there. You have never worked anywhere? Have you ever done internship, whatever? Where?
Sawa, Uganda.
Pardon?
Sawa.
Sawa, Uganda. So she has worked before at Sawa. Where was that? Tororo. Wow, I like you, Sarah. You're just very serious. So she has worked in Sawa, whatever, in where? In Tororo. Where were you for university? Tororo. Tororo, what university? UCC. Tororo. Wow, Tororo.
What course were you in? Where were you for A level? Vale. Where, which school? You want all of them. There's Vale SS. Or Vale SS. Vale SS. Just give me your journey of secondary school. Vale SS, which one was? Wanale. I know Wanale. Wanale girls, right? Then? Oxford. Oxford. Then? I love that. So that was the whole of secondary school. Primary, you want to give us one? Naliyonga. In the Bali, right? I love this. Now, I will not ask you about your husband and all that, right? Now, I want us to imagine that we have signed up, you have signed up a new person. Sarah, right? Do you know some people who live with you in Matuga? Do you have like some neighbors, people whom you know? Once you work out with her very well, she can be able, in her name list, to give you people who are living in where? In Matuga. Out together. That actually it can end up becoming a very big team that you can even form a training center there. Out together. Then, you know, some people come from Bali, a lot of them. Look at how you sign up. Let me say, for example, my friend Emma Fitumuchiza is the one who has signed Emma. Who comes from Tisoro? Meets her maybe in a taxi or in a bank. And look at how he comes from Tisoro, but he can be able to build a team in Bali because of the contacts of what? Of Sarah. What else? She has worked in Sao. Now, you find that you can tap into Mbale, but I'm so sure that you know some people you worked with in Tororo, right? And they can be on your name list, right? Look at this. Then the other one, look at her experience. Of course, this is also Tororo. I'm sure she knows some people because she has worked there. Look at all these schools. If I'm to ask her, do you have OGs and OPs in Mbale SS? She's going to say yes. In her name list, she's also going to have people from Wanali. In fact, very good sign up people who have been in many schools all together. Then there's also what? Oxford. All these are people whom she knows out together. The other one, then she also knows people that she probably was in primary school with. Out together. Now this is the power of a new person. Now the moment your new person joins and you don't tap into this market, then there's a problem. Have a seat, Sarah. Now, how you are able to build network marketing is that you get strangers. Let me imagine that maybe whoever sponsored her was a stranger. Or a friend sponsored her, but in your team. Maybe the friend is not very serious, but someone has joined your business. Now, I want all the leaders at whatever level to be very careful about the new people who are joining our businesses. Don't say sickness, that will sign them up, you'll handle them. No, as long as it's within your business, make sure that this stranger here, you can tap into their own what? Market. The moment you don't tap into the home market of your new distributors, then there's a problem. The hardest people to join are the cold market, the ones who don't know you. Are we together? Those are the ones that are hardest. Unfortunately, many times we think that those ones maybe they are easier. Are we together? They are not. The hardest people to join are the ones who don't know you. Now, what happens is, let me say, for example, you don't have people joining under you. You don't know them personally. But as long as, when Sarah joins the business, and you can help yourself and you can help her tap into these markets, I'm very sure that Sarah has people whom she just calls and maybe even gives a fake invite. Hello, how are you? I've seen a business idea. Come, and they come out together. The people are going to join her because she's their sister. The people are going to join her because they trust her. The people are going to join her because they are, I don't know, they are friends. The people are going to join her because she's their in-law. The people are going to join her. That's a natural market, a home market. So, as a network marketing leader, you must make sure you are tapping into the home market of your downlines. After all, Elias Global is paying us how much? 130,000 up to infinity, no matter the depth. I get what I'm telling you. So, all of us as leaders, we must be very busy tapping into the home market of our people. Are we together? The moment someone joins and you fail to tap into their home market, then you are missing these things. Number one, you are missing the natural market a new person comes with. Number two, you're missing the excitement they bring. I want to say that when probably Sarah's just doing the business, we all know very well that new people are the most excited. They are just in this, they are vibrant, they want to make things happen, they are moving mountains, new people. So the moment you have new people in your business, then your business is excited. All together. Now, some of the old people are probably not as excited as the new people. The other one, they represent the market segment. Look at what Sarah represents. I want to imagine that how many of us, you are all wishing for a team in Bali, in Tororo. Moreover, when it goes to Tororo, maybe it can tap into the Kenyan market. Because when I get Tororo locals, people who are living in Tororo, most of the times they know other people from Kenya, from all those places around there. So as a leader, you are missing a very, very big point when you don't tap into the whole market of your new people. Altogether, and we shall talk about that as we talk about the NM list in our training series. Then, of course, look at other sectors she represents. Look at all these people that she represents, and some of her friends, some of her OGs, some of them are working in different places altogether. Then she also comes with a story. Now, the other one, they represent, oh God, I made it Kenyan shillings. They represent 3.2 million Ugandan shillings on a daily basis altogether, because once you tap into our home market and you seriously penetrate going further, then you are going to be maximizing every day. Number 5, they retain existing leaders. The moment people in your team have people joining under them, then your leaders are making money, and because your leaders are making money, they are going to remain active in the business. But the moment your leaders are not making money, then there's a problem. So you can only retain people in your business once they are making what? Money, by tapping into the whole market of their new signups. Am I talking to someone? Yes. Now, I will also probably go further. The new attitude now should be, who can I get into my business? Versus, you must say, the new attitude is, you should get there from the attitude of, who can I get into my business? Instead, who can I offer the next what? Opportunity. That I want us to offer ourselves as a service to our new people. Altogether, behave like a customer, behave like a company that has gotten a new customer. Altogether, I have to imagine, for example, when many of these places get a new customer, they keep on sending you messages, they keep on caring for you, they don't lose you. Altogether. So make sure that when this Sarah joins the business, you give her all the support so that you can tap into our market, you can tap into our market. What segment? Let us just refrain from recruiting people for the sake. I've told you, it's not the best recruiters who make the money. It's the people who are good at retaining. It's those people who give their people reasons to stay in the business. The moment you succeed on that, then you are very successful. I've seen people who open the genealogy and scared altogether. Like, it's very big, you wonder, oh my goodness, even I'm imagining, even Dr. Kabaton would get scared. Do I have all these people in my business? But you ask them, where's the money? Nowhere. Because people join and fit under them. Because they don't go the extra mile of serving them. Now, I want to end today. The next training on Monday, we shall now start NDO topics altogether. We have an 8-stop NDO for visionaries. We are going to go through all of it one by one, what your people need to know. And I hope that maybe in the next 1 month, even if it extends to a year, we shall continue like that. Then we shall later on start skills, how to invite, and I'll have a series of training on how to invite. We shall go to how to present. I'll give you a series of trainings, how to give testimonies, how to tell your story. So throughout the whole of the next year, I will be able to teach you a lot of things, and I want to promise you, you all will become very successful because you will learn the what? The skills altogether. Now, I want to end with a quote that says, my wish for you this week is that this week, make yourself what? Proud. How many of us are ready to make ourselves proud this week? Altogether. You work very hard, altogether. You push the extra mile. But I've told you that all the people you are presenting to right now, be writing them somewhere. Altogether. Be writing them where? Somewhere. Because these are people who will join your business during the boom. Altogether. Follow them up, make sure they are friendly with you and all that. Because these people, all of them, I'm very sure the moment they get money, they'll be doing what? Joining us. Because the pandemic has worked as a blessing, especially for network marketing. Now people realize they need an extra what? Income. Are we together? Are we a ready team?
Yes.
Are we a ready team?
Yes.